It came down to decision day in 2021, and when the dust settled, it was the Oakland Roots celebrating a trip to the playoffs while LA Galaxy 2 went home. Tonight at Laney College, they meet for the first time this season, brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. Anthem is transforming healthcare by improving the health of our local communities. Alongside Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Joe Malfa. Glad to be with you this evening. And this is a look at where we stand coming into the evening. LA has been a pleasant surprise at the playoff line, while Oakland has performed well, but 6 draws has them near the bottom of the table as we look at 5 through 12. Remember, top 7 make it in.
I'm talking to Coach Guerra this week. He said the results need to happen. They need to come, and they need to come fast. Obviously, this is an unbelievable opportunity here at Laney College. You're at home. You're sleeping in your own bed in front of your own fans, so this is a chance to walk to 3 points, have a strong performance.
And this is where they'll be for a while. Home tonight, home again, a quick 105-mile bus ride to Monterey Bay, home again, and then a trip after that to San Antonio. So this is the stretch right now for Oakland to make up some of that gap in the standings. And Otar Carlson with 6 goals leads the way.
And he's just been so good for this Oakland Roots side. I asked Coach Garrett, why is he so good? Why is he scoring so many goals? And he said he puts in the work. You can see he's just a clean finisher. He says after training, he takes 50 crosses from each side, understanding the combination play that they like to do now, understanding just the identity of this Oakland Roots side, how they're able to change, put balls into different areas, combination. You can see how clean of a finisher he is. Look for him to have an impact tonight, be a focal point. He's just so clean in his decision making.
On the other side for LA Galaxy 2, will the real LA please stand up? At home, you see what they've done. On the road, you see what they've done. A chance tonight on the road to rectify some of the shortcomings they've had. Their last 2 road games, they've lost by a combined 9-0 against El Paso and Memphis. But don't sleep on this team. They've beaten Phoenix and Louisville. On top of that, Preston Judd, a big reason why.
And you understand they're going to be motivated. They look at the standings. They're coming away from home. Obviously, Preston Judd, 2 goals, 2 assists on the year. Just so clever in his movement, the spaces that he picks up. Like Carlson, he's just a clean finisher. So if he gets a look at goal, you know he's going to make it count. He's going to ask a lot of questions of the Oakland Roots and that back line. And if LA Galaxy has a chance to walk out of here with a point or 3 points, Preston Judd's going to have a say in that.
They've done it before. Last season on this field, LA came in and they took away a victory. But last season ended with Oakland standing on this turf, watching the Jumbotron, where they saw LA lose to Orange County to allow Oakland into the postseason. The first chance at revenge tonight for LA is moments away here on ESPN+.
It doesn't matter how hard you play, practice, or compete, as long as you do it together.
1, 2, 3, party!
That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots teamed up and took on food insecurity, improved physical and mental health through coaching clinics and mental health panels, and spoke out for social justice. We're committed to continuing our work to improve the lives and health of our community together. Visit oaklandrootssc.com/anthem.
I'm really excited to be a part of EBCE because of all the opportunities it'll offer me to save money.
I was surprised to find out that I could actually have a choice about where my energy comes from.
Thanks to EBCE, our kids are going to have a clean planet to live on when they're older.
I need the power to work in my studio. Of course, I'd love to be able to use more renewable energy.
We now have choices, and I'm happy to choose East Bay Community Energy as my source for local clean power.
First, always. But what does that mean? That means giving the town everything so that the town can give it back. It's a family affair out here, and it's all eyes on we. See you soon, family.
Tonight's matchup is brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross, User Testing, Credit Karma, UCSF, and Coca-Cola. And we take a look at tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. Anthem is transforming healthcare by improving the health of our local communities. Juan Guerra's in a pickle here. They're performing well, but the results aren't there. Doesn't want to change the lineup, though, because he knows they're performing well, so he sticks with it.
And like you said, the performances are there, just the results, and the results are going to come through performances. Obviously, you look at Vermello, you look at Carlson, you look at Dennis, the front three is going to be the key to success, and asking questions of this LA Galaxy back line. They have to good understanding. Carlson's going to push up. Formella's going to do what Formella does on the left-hand side. Dennis is going to have to drop in. Going to LA Galaxy too, it's all about the front three as well. Judd is going to occupy the center backs. Salazar, Dunbar like to run in behind quick. Obviously, Campbell's a player that's coming along. Played at Toronto, now is LA Galaxy. Likes to get into the attacks. It's going to be really interesting to see the Mets starting 11, how they fare up against this Oakland Roots side.
Oakland in the green from left to right. LA in the blue from right to left. On a sunny Oakland evening, we are off and running. Oakland Roots, LA Galaxy, first time this season. Kickoff presented by User Testing, real-time feedback from real customers wherever you work. Visit usertesting.com to learn more. This is an Oakland team that knows the ties have to become victories. Juan Guerra was very vulnerable and open with us this week about the mental state of the team right now. Acknowledged that he has to be very cautious in his approach right now, because given where they are on the table, he knows they need to start winning games. But when you look at the performances, he knows that he can't push too hard because he doesn't want to all of a sudden make problems of things that aren't problems. And then you open up a whole new can of worms as far as what the issues are for this team going forward. He pinpointed it's just set piece defending, momentary lapses. Clean that up, and this is one of the top teams in the Western Conference.
You just see the way that they play, just the identity that they have since Coach Kerr has came on, understanding how they want to play, how they're going to break down teams, how they're going to clog their defensive efforts. And talking to coaches around the league, teams are baffled how Oakland Roots is sitting at the lower part of this Western Conference. Team that is not an easy out for someone that has a performance put together, but now it's time to get the points. Obviously, the performances are unbelievable, but performances are not going to get you points. Wins are going to get you points, and you're at home. It's a good opportunity here.
Carlson back for Hernandez. For Yohan Demet's LA side, their next big test here on the road. Can they leave behind that performance, a 5-0 loss on Wednesday in Memphis? This is a test for a young team mentally. Rito earns, oh no. It's a goal kick. Sometimes the players are best left to officiate themselves, and LA was tracking back to defend a corner kick, but they catch a break, and it's out for a goal kick. With that, we take a look at the injury report tonight, brought to you by UCSF Health and UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital. Paul Blanchette, Max Orange still out for Oakland. No injuries reported for LA. Busy week of travel, or busy couple of days, I should say. Actually, no, busy week. I'll stand by what I said initially. They had to go from LA to Memphis first. And then after the game on Wednesday against Memphis, the Galaxy flew into Dallas. From there, they flew into San Francisco, had a regen session, had a practice session, and then bus here to Oakland for the game today. That's a lot to deal with in a week.
It's going to be really interesting to see how this LA Galaxy team really fares the first 10, 15 minutes here. Away from home, hostile environment, team that likes to get on the ball. So, you know, you're looking in the middle of the field for the Mets side. If they get on the ball, they don't want to have cheap turnovers. Really take the sting out of the game, sting out of the fans, get the confidence within the team. You're looking for a player like Preston Judd. You need him confident. He is spearheading the attack. You need to get him on the ball early and often as well.
There's Judd pressuring from the top line. A free kick here for Oakland. Tobian came through with the challenge, and they get it right back into play, as is their identity. They want to swing it left and right, string together those passes, stretch you out, and then exploit the spaces in behind when they're there. It was tough, though, last week against Vegas. They scored quickly, just a couple minutes in. They concede 20 minutes after that on a set piece, and from that point on, Vegas really packed it tight on a smaller baseball field, so those avenues just weren't there for Juan Guerra's side to break through.
They're getting in really good opportunities and really good positionings, just lacking that final combination, whether it was on top of the 18-yard box, around the edges, just wasn't on the same page, having that killer instinct to get that go-ahead goal. But the performance was very solid. They knew what they were trying to do, just unable to put the ball in the back of the net.
Hamza Barry goes back for Liam Doyle. Campbell. And the whistle blows. Yohan Demet said he has a lot of experience that can be pulled and applied here for LA. That's why he felt it was a perfect fit. Greg Vanny comes in for LA Galaxy. Here's Rito charging in, and Doyle knocks it out for a corner. And Mike Munoz heading up the academy felt their visions all aligned. And with the experience he's had, Yohan Demet with Cincinnati and throughout his career in Montreal, and the right fit here. Here's a look at that last challenge from Doyle. That left Rito down injured.
Good understanding, good positioning from Doyle. Gets there before Rito. Just falls a bit awkwardly. You see on that left hip that he's clenching. And you have a player like Janssen that gets the ball in the half turn, always has his head up. A player like Rito is so direct and vertical in his running. He's going to ask all sorts of questions of this LA back line.
Dennis on the ground for a blast, and it's deflected wide off the training ground and nearly executed to perfection. The shot from Janssen deflects, and it's another corner kick powered by East Bay Community Energy. Visit ebce.org to find out more.
Straight off the training ground. It's a bouncing ball. He hits it extremely clean, but give credit to LA's unit. Makes life extremely difficult with the traffic, unable to get through. Talk about a little cheeky start from Coach Guerra's side.
What do they do with take number 2? More direct delivery from Dennis, and he'll have a third crack at it. Last 3 years spent in USL League One. He was one of the 5 players Juan Guerra wanted to bring in right away. Good delivery off the crossbar. Carlson almost with a lucky number 7 on the season. Attack still alive. Janssen, who has 2 assists and 2 appearances ever since he came over officially on loan from Venezia. What a start that would have been for Oakland. Can't wait till we get another look at that, because I don't know how Carlson contorted his body to get that one goalward. Janssen tries a little spin. Pressure here at the back, and he just clears it now. It's one right back by Oakland, not cleanly. Marad with the foul.
And it's a brilliant ball in here from Dennis. And like you said, Joe, just the body control. Carlson understanding where the goal is, the technique to hit it off the right part of his head. You can see that's just a goal scorer's instinct to get there near post, beat his defender. Just so unlucky he doesn't get that underneath the crossbar.
At the top of the broadcast, you touched on it a bit, some of the things that Carlson has worked on and what has made him special. The best thing that Juan Guerra says he's recognized out of Otar has been the way he's able to recognize how deliveries may be different from different players in different spots. And to the point you made earlier on, it takes 50 crosses at the end of every training session. Once they brought in Janssen and started attacking more through the middle, he also started taking those passes through the middle, adding that to his regimen of taking all those crosses, taking the passes through the middle. So that goal he scored last week against Vegas in the middle of the field, back to goal, turn, hit with the left. Juan Guerra said he's seen that at least 50 to 100 times in the last week in training, so it didn't surprise him at all when he pulled it off in the game.
And he had nothing but good things to say about Carlson as well. Just he's first in, understanding, takes care of his body, does the stretching, does the fundamentals that a professional does. Last one out of the training field day in and day out, and you can just see the success that he's having. But Coach Guerra is also quick to point out that not only Carlson, but it's just the players that trust him, understand to put the ball in dangerous areas, as we see Dennis come in again. Just to put the ball in dangerous areas, that they trust the player, that the player is going to work for his teammates as well. It's a good relationship that Carlson has within his team.
Dennis unable to keep it in. And the mentality of it as well, Juan Guerra spoke about. He said that Carlson understands that goals change games, and it's his job to score goals. He does it dozens of times after practice because he knows all it might take is one goal in a game to be the difference between 0 points, 1 point, or 3 points. 10 minutes gone in this one. Oakland with more of the play. Here's Janssen. Slots it through for Rito. Chance here. Save made by Eric Lopez.
And you can just see Oakland on the front foot, making life extremely hard for LA Galaxy 2 to play out of the back. This man right here has been on the ball. He's been active. His relationship between him and Rito on this right-hand side, causing all sorts of problems for the back line of LA Galaxy. Really good defensive efforts to get back and make life difficult for Rito to find the backline net there.
This Oakland team looks different these first 10 minutes. They look hungry, swarming LA in the attacking half. Maybe answering that bell from Juan Guerra that it's time to leave the ties behind them and they need to start picking up 3. And that whole thing started with a pass through the middle from Janssen. Early in the season, they didn't have that option. Now it's there, and Janssen has 2 assists in 2 games. This one swerved in. Dennis deflects it, but not enough. The flag came up as well, so it wouldn't have counted. But more danger opportunities for Oakland.
You understand. Turnover there from Carlson. Vision there from Janssen. Rito's first touch, good positive, but good save from Lopez, excuse me, to close down the angle, that near post, and to deny Rito the opening goal from Oakland Roots here.
Here's Hamza Barry. Have to watch out for Cameron Dunbar on that left side. He just laid it off and now gets it back. Dunbar draws the foul. He has been terrific this season, breaking out with 3 goals and 2 assists in 11 starts.
And he's just so active, Dunbar. The reason why this LA Galaxy organization is so high on him, the spaces that he picks up between the lines, quick, crafty, likes to get on the ball 1v1 as he picks up a foul here. As Rito catches him a bit late, not too much contact, but Dunbar goes down cheeky. Good opportunity here for LA Galaxy to put this ball in a dangerous area, ask questions of Diaz, cause a bit of confusion between the goalkeeper and that back line, and see what happens for their squad.
Barry and Gonzalez stand over it. Barry delivers it back of the 6. Nobody touches it. Out for a goal kick. Dunbar signed his homegrown deal back in February of 2020. He's made 19 MLS appearances since then. Largely has spent his time in USL Championship, 26 appearances, 6 goals, 5 assists in his time with Los Dos. At 19 years of age, already starting to pop up on the radar for the U.S. men's national team. Will he be there maybe in the next month at the U20 Championships? Doyle clears. All of these young MLS 2 sides need to have a veteran. Doyle brings that to the table for LA. Journeyman, who was drafted in the 3rd round by DC United back in 2016, a year in Harrisburg, a year with SKC2, a pair of seasons with Nashville, a pair of seasons with Memphis, some time last year with San Antonio. He's been around. He's 29. He leads the team with 60 clearances. The next closest guy is 33. Just cleans up everything at the back for LA.
You saw it was about 10 minutes in. When it comes around, understands that Rito has a lot of real estate, puts out the fire. A player like that, like you said, Joe, they need on these 2 sides of MLS teams. Give that bit of experience, understand that winning is a part of development. And a player like Doyle, these young boys are able to lean on to understand what it's like to be a true professional and what Doyle does give that leadership for the Coach Demet's side.
Too far out in front of Rito, a quarter of an hour gone. Scoreless, but Oakland has been threatening and celebrating its 75th anniversary. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of USL Championship. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's Choice, Player's Choice. Lopez has been in this program for a while, started young with LA, 23 years of age. This is his 6th year with the club. Team's Defensive Player of the Year in 2017 and the team's Humanitarian of the Year in 2019, making his 6th start of the season now. Shadows creeping in on the field as the sun begins to set here in Northern California. With Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Joe Malfa. Glad to have you with us tonight on ESPN+. Oakland comes in with a win. And this is where you try to weigh what we've seen so far from Oakland this season. Would you rather be a team that has 4 losses and 6 draws to go with the 1 win? Or would you rather be a team that has 3 wins and 8 losses at this point of the season? Same point total, but totally different auras around it.
What's your answer to that question?
I'd probably rather be 1-4-6 because at least you know you're playing well and the results will come. A 3-8 team, yes, they still have the same 9 points that Oakland would have, but it's a totally different conversation. Why have you lost 8 games? For Oakland here, San Diego, Orange County, Tampa Bay, El Paso, Vegas, these are all teams that they've tied against. New Mexico, all teams in the top half of the league, you'd say.
It's an A+ on that test, Joe. You just killed that answer. Wow.
Well, what's your answer?
No,
You're the analyst.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Obviously, you look at this Root side, even talking to every single coach around the league, they're a lot better than their record says, right? Like, play against Tampa Bay, this Western Conference side, just so many teams that they played against, like you said, San Antonio, Orange County, have those draws. It means a lot. It shows how competitive they are from front to back. The roster, how deep it is, obviously.
Dangerous through the middle here, but the pass a bit behind Dante Campbell. And there goes that chance for LA. For Yohan Demet's side, feels that sometimes it's been 2 steps forward, 1 step backward with this young team. That's all part of the process. Certainly areas where he feels they can improve, especially with a young team, but happy with the early returns. A big test tonight on the road. They haven't passed a road test yet. Winless on the road. All 4 of their wins coming at home. Quick hold up in the play as J.C. Griggs wants to come over and chat with Doyle. I think he's actually sending him over the sideline. He might have some blood on the knee. He was just sent over. So for the time being, it's 10 men on the field for LA while that cut is tended to, and it's a big player they're missing. They're stalwart in the center of the back line. Can Oakland exploit that while they have a chance to? Carlson back to goal, lays it off. Hernandez chips it. Rito could not center it. And now Doyle waiting to be beckoned back on, and there he goes, back to full strength.
And they almost take that man advantage and put the ball in the back of the net. Good interchange there for Massacre, for Mela. Unable to deal with it. LA Galaxy, and I'll tell you what, I think Jose Hernandez makes a wrong decision. He has Janssen just flirting on top of that 18-yard box, asking for that ball just to be rolled into his path. Elects to just chip it over to Rito. More difficult. Requires a lot more skill. Rito's unable to get on the end of it, but again, it's the Oakland Roots asking all sorts of questions, making life hard for LA Galaxy, making it hard to play out of the back, creating offense through their defense. Really bright start for Coach Guerra's side 20 minutes into this match.
Four shots, just one on target. Getting close. Doyle with a now patched up right knee. Gives it away. Carlson takes himself out of the play. Would have been offside.
And if you're Coach DeMet, you want a player like Dunbar, like Barry, like Campbell to get on the ball, really dictate tempo, connect it back to front. It's been far too many turnovers to this Oakland Roots side. You want a player to get on the ball, to really get on that half turn, move the ball from left to right, get the confidence within. They haven't really had a clean passage of possession, this LA Galaxy side.
So let's go Oakland ring up from the crowd. Oakland Roots second kits have arrived. Both kits now available. Pay homage to Oakland culture. Purchase yours by visiting shop.oaklandrootssc.com. And while we have the chance talking about the kits, Ricky, I must say, there are some purists of the game who always like when one team wears white. Whenever there's a chance to wear the colored jerseys that don't clash, get the white out of here. Go blue on green, go red on blue. I love when Phoenix and New Mexico go red on yellow. Give me all the colors, leave white in the dressing room. Second time here that the LA back line was setting up for a corner and Oakland was setting up to take it, but the call went the other way. That's why the boos come up from the crowd.
Yeah, you can see on the replay that we have the fortune of looking at. Hits off Neil there. Azlacar just doesn't agree with it. Fans don't as well. I think LA Galaxy gets away with one. Are you a fashionista, Joe? You like the color clashes as well?
That's your area of expertise.
A+ student, fashionista. Joe Malcolm does it all.
I was thinking you were going to give me the A+ for my math earlier on, that I was able to quickly figure out that 3 and 8 would be the same points as 1, 4, and 6. I thought I was going to get lost in the numbers.
I just trusted you there. I didn't even.
Right now, the math not adding up for LA. They haven't seen a lot of the ball. By virtue of that, haven't had really any chance to go forward. Still held without a shot. Down near 40% of that possession.
We haven't said much of Preston Judd's name as well. Player that they need to get going, need to get him confident. He is your goal scorer for a reason. You get him in dangerous areas. Needs to be asking questions of Oakland Roots in that back line, occupying the center backs through Barbier, Clement, and Murad. It's been far too pedestrian in the build-up for LA Galaxy. Too many turnovers, making life extremely easy for Oakland Roots. The turning their attack through their turnovers in the build-up phase of the Met side.
Some space here on the left flank. Barry. Campbell screaming for it in the middle. Campbell still wants it. Upset visibly just across midfield. Back for Kobion now.
And that's a pass that Barry needs to make. It breaks a couple lines, relieves the pressure. If Campbell gets on the ball in the half turn, asking a lot of questions of the Oakland Roots and their defensive unit. Off to the races, a lot of real estate for Judd to run into where he's at his best.
And now some room. Dunbar calling for it out in front. Instead it's to Campbell. He has some space. Dunbar to his left. Campbell sends it that way. Dunbar gets by two guys, has space here for a shot. Still going east to west. Took it all the way across the box. An opportunity is gone. Could he have pulled the trigger in there somewhere? He'll stay at this end after the foul against Rito.
Takes a bit too long. Dunbar, like you said, you think at one time the ball's just caught underneath his feet, unable to get a little bit of space to have that wind up, to ask questions of Diaz. You think he beats Janssen here, he's gonna put it off his feet and have a crack at goal. But give credit to the Oakland Roots. They don't leave their feet, draw a silly foul in a dangerous area, and to deny Dunbar a goal-scoring opportunity here.
Here's Campbell again with some space. This time he gives it to Salazar, one of the other veterans on this team. No mistake made this time by Dunbar. Rifles it right away, but it's out for a goal kick.
And it's better understanding there from Dunbar. Taking initiative, gets the ball off his feet, has a clean strike. Just so unlucky it's not on target. Asking questions of Diaz. But he's been a bright spot for LA Galaxy too. When he gets on the ball, see how creative he is, crafty, slippery.
Here's Clementa back into the lineup for an injured Alejandro Fuenmayor. Back spasms last game took him out. He's available tonight, but not ready to start. Carlson commits the foul. It's an interesting process every week for Yohan Demet and LA Galaxy. Greg Vanny, of course, in charge of LA Galaxy and MLS. Mike Munoz in charge of the academy. And Yohan Demet, those three constantly in discussions about player progress and player movement. And so many people think it's just about which players will play with which team on a given day. That's what the people see, but also constantly weighing who should practice where in a given week. There might be times where Dunbar, for example, is practicing with the first team and then plays on the weekend with the second team. So many moving parts, and they have to hone it all in to put together a winning product. And they feel like they are all aligned. Munoz was brought over by Vanny as soon as he could, and then Demet hired after that, and he knew Yohan Demet once he met with Munoz and met with Vanny, and all three of their visions for the club aligned, and it was the perfect fit all around. It's manifested so far, 4-5-2, right beneath the playoff line. Just a matter of figuring things out on the road in the way they've been dominant at home. And the first yellow card of the match, given for that challenge. Salazar unhappy with it, but he goes in the book. Mentioned that Liam Doyle is the veteran that leads from the back for Galaxy. Salazar, the veteran that leads from the front, 29 years of age, has experience in MLS, 42 appearances, and then 72 here in USL Championship, rather 78. He's got 20 goals, 8 assists to go with that. A couple years in Montreal, a couple years split between Houston and RGV, and last year with Memphis. There's that captain's armband, and now defends a free kick. Dennis fakes the quick kick. Now sent right into the back post. Lopez was ready for it.
He's had a bright start here, Lopez. Questions have been asked of him. He's answered them on his toes, ready for a little trickery from Coach Guerra's side. There's one, has that fake step. The other one comes around, swings it in. Good secure hands from the LA Galaxy 2 goalkeeper.
Here's Judd. First time it looked like he might have some space. The hustle from Janssen prevents anything from happening. With Oakland trying to make a climb back to the playoff line and LA right at that playoff line, these two teams will start rooting for teams around that playoff line to lose. Free kick on the way here for Oakland. RGV among those teams, and they were losing against San Diego. 2 second-half goals, and it looks like RGV is about to steal 3 points when it seemed like they'd take away 0 from that match at home against San Diego. Elsewhere, Orange County and El Paso still scoreless. Set pieces mounting now for Oakland. Can they make one count? Dennis swerves it in. And they'll have another here with the corner.
And he's always going to give you a chance. So good on set pieces in that left foot. Dennis puts the ball in a dangerous area. And if you're the Oakland Roots, you want someone making that far post run. He'll be entirely unmarked. To give credit to Salazar, takes no chances with it, puts his head, puts it out for a corner kick, but it's another opportunity for the Oakland Roots to put this ball in a dangerous area and cause a bit of chaos.
A sixth corner already, just a half an hour in. And it goes short and swinging around. Janssen, Hernandez straight away, flips it into Dennis. Dennis deflected. Asokar tried to prop it up to himself. Who knows where his mind was out if he wanted to get on his bike and ride, but he never had the chance. Play on, says Griggs. Advantage for Oakland with Rito still down behind the play. It never really materialized, out for a goal kick. Second time now that Rito has gone down.
As you see, Rito and Judd, I don't think there's much in there for me. Rito goes down far too easy for my liking. You can see Judd is not happy. There's no ill will from the LA striker. Been a bit frustrated with the lack of service that he's had 30 minutes into this game. Hasn't had much of the ball. But a play that they need to get going.
Half an hour gone. Yohan Demet may be happy that this is scoreless. They've been under some fire. They've struggled just a bit. Of course, in their last two road games, 5-0 at the hands of Memphis, 4-0 at the hands of El Paso, so already better than that. A yellow card issued at the end of that to Preston Judd. And they've had staff meetings to try and figure out what's maybe going wrong on the road here for LA. Coach Demet said, look, we're still trying to figure that out, to be quite honest. Not sure if it's a bit because of the youth. Both of those two road losses were preceded by big wins against Louisville and Phoenix. So was it a case of a young team getting a little bit too high after big wins? Was it a case of the youth struggling to deal with that travel and a tight turnaround? First couple of hot games of the season up near 100 degrees. Combination maybe of everything. They try to put their finger on it, and they think that, at least hope that, the results on the road will improve. It's certainly something of a concern after these last couple.
And as they haven't had much of the play here, I like Galaxy too, but they've been really stout defensively, not giving any clean, real looks at goals at their keeper, Lopez. The partnership between Neal and Doyle.
Through the lines here, Judd, first save made by Diaz.
He's able to stretch the back line. Judd, just so clever in his movement, splits Barbier and Morad. You can see how frustrated he is, doesn't get the clean contact that he wants. Trying to find that far post. In the end, it's straight at Diaz. Simple save for the Roots keeper. You have to be careful if you're the Oakland Roots. Don't get complacent as you have much of the ball. When you have the ball, you want to spread the field as big as you are. That's going to leave you vulnerable with gaps between the lines. A player like Preston Judd is going to take advantage of that sloppy turnover.
Salazar almost won it. They have to be careful with how aggressive they are now in the attacking pressure, though. Salazar and Judd, the two players out there with yellow cards. So maybe that gives Oakland some comfort in the back of their minds, knowing that when they try this type of pressure, and what Salazar almost did a moment ago, winning the ball in the attacking third, they will have to be very careful. Free kick taken quickly. Dennis for Rito. Carlson running back post. Rito sends it that way. Doyle sends it away. And it's out for a throw-in right next to the corner flag.
And it's so underrated, the skill to get the ball in the half turn, be able to pick a ball from deep, have your body positioning the right way, have the vision and the technical ability to play through Rito, who's just so clever in his movement. But give credit to Doyle again in the right position to deny Carlson an easy tap in inside that 6-yard box.
Hernandez, good idea, wrong execution. They win it right back. Clementa. Rito up to Dennis, goes down, thinking about it, and penalty. You could see Griggs jogging in, bringing the whistle to his mouth. He was hesitant to blow it, but a penalty here for the Roots. Who will it be? Kobion, the third player with a yellow card. Carlson has taken a couple this year. He has 6 goals to lead the way. He's scored 2. He's had 1 saved. Will it be Carlson again? Here's a look back at the foul.
Dennis gets a better position of Kobion. Not much contact on second look there, but Dennis is extremely well. If he feels anything, he's going to go down. The left back knows he's beat. You have to be a bit smarter, not to give the referee any opportunity, any chance to make that decision. But give credit to Dennis. Wants a contact, gets a contact, goes down, and it's a penalty for the Oakland Roots to go up 1-0 36 minutes into this match.
It will be Carlson. He's taken 3 this year. 1 of them went to the goalkeeper's left against Monterey Bay for a goal. The other 2 went to the goalkeeper's right against Loudon for a goal, against Colorado Springs for a save. Here in the 37th minute, Carlson has a chance to put Oakland up. A team that needs 3 points. Too often they've been settling for 1 point, and Carlson just bumped into by Griggs while he was focused and locked in. He's not going to like that. He'll have to refocus now. There's the whistle. Carlson scores! 3rd time this season, he's put one away from the spot. 7th time he's scored overall, and the Roots have a lead here in the 37th minute.
Just what Coach Guerra wanted. An early start, an aggressive start, and he was never going to miss, was he, Carlson? That little hop right here. Throws Lopez, makes him make his move. And it's an easy finish there from Carlson. Just to slide it in the opposite direction of the goalkeeper. It's an art that's so hard to perfect, but once you perfect it, it's so easy to score PKs, and Carlson has done just that. 7th on the year, 1-0 Oakland Roots. Dream start for Coach Guerra and company here.
That's a goal brought to you by the Oakland Roots, and it's a $510 donation to the Ecology Center, brought to you by East Bay Community Energy. Earth Day marked the Ecology Center's 52nd anniversary. Their mission is to inspire and build a sustainable, healthy, and just future by modeling education and advocacy for the East Bay, California, and beyond. Such a tough tactic to master from the penalty mark. Jorginho does it a lot for Chelsea and Italy. It's been good. It helped them win Euros. It's been bad. It's part of the reason Italy didn't qualify for the World Cup. But if you get it down, you're going to score a lot more penalties than you miss.
Well, it's just so hard if you're a keeper to understand you don't want to make your move quick, but just the timing. You have to, and advantage goes to the penalty taker. Carlson has perfected that. Obviously, you see 7th on the year. The reason why he's just so good in front of goal, the composure that he possesses. It's such a joy, it's such a pickup for this Oakland Roots side.
Now the concern for LA after conceding is Michael Salazar. He went down on his own while the ball was in play, seemed to be non-contact, and just went down. Had his teammates play the ball out so he can get looked at. Just don't like the body language right now for Salazar. He looks concerned. And he's taken off the captain's armband. He's done. Hate to see that for LA. He'll pass it along to Doyle. And now Yohan Demet down a goal will have to dip into the bench.
Yeah, if you're an LA Galaxy supporter, that's something you don't want to see. Such an important player for coach of the Mets side. Salazar joins the attack, does a lot of the work. Good news to see him walk on his own power. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like he was clenching that right hamstring. As he's trying to pass his ball, he drops in. Good pick out here from Doyle. Just comes out a big awkwardly. You can see right there, just right hamstring it looks like. Those are never ones that you want to mess with, but hopefully he's okay to keep on going. As the season goes on, Salazar, if you're Coach Schmidt, it's something you don't want to see.
Scrambles the bench. It'll be Duhaney Williams coming into the match. Back to the action now with Williams in for Salazar. Williams has seen the field a decent amount this season. 10 appearances, only 3 starts. So now makes his 8th appearance off the bench on the year. Roots fans, Roots' next home game is Saturday, May 28th. It's a big one at 7 p.m. Pacific time at Laney Field against Sac Republic. Select number of tickets available. Call 510-488-1144 or visit oaklandrootssc.com/tickets for more information. That became very quickly one of the best rivalries in all of USL Championship last year. Right out of the gates, a 3-3 thriller in the first ever meeting between the clubs. From there, 2 more ties. And then finally, in the 4th of 4 matchups last year, Oakland came away with that dramatic victory. It was Clementa scoring in his hometown against his former team late in the game. The least likely source, not a goal scorer. Can't wait to see those 2 rekindle things. Hernandez takes it away. Hernandez tests the keeper, but Lopez passes the test.
And he's been active, Hernandez, in the middle of the field, causing turnovers in their defensive half from LA Galaxy. Does extremely well. Just picks this one off, dances on the ball, on top of that 18-yard box, hits it well, puts his laces through it, dipping, but straight at Lopez. Player that's just so instrumental for Coach Guerra's side that he's so high on. Player that really connects the lines, strong in possession, in his positioning.
That'll be me and you again next week, Ricky, for Oakland Sacramento.
There you go.
You excited for that one already, or are you still worried about this one first?
Always excited to work with you, Joe.
Can LA do what so many teams have done to Oakland this year already, and that's make something out of nothing off of a set piece? It's been their Achilles heel for the Roots. Letting their guard down on a set piece. That's what happened last week against Vegas. And they do a good job of cleaning this one up. In addition to earning the victory, the #1 goal on the whiteboard this week for Juan Guerra was keeping the clean sheet. They have not done it often enough. It's been that momentary lapse on so many occasions. Mentally, more than just a win, he wants the clean sheet this week. They're almost halfway there.
And these next couple minutes going into halftime is really important. Obviously, as halftime is approached, players like to really lack on their focus. Think the job is done, especially when there's a lot of throw-ins that are going on. They really like to relax, but those are the times that you really need to turn up your concentration.
Back here for Diaz. Very clear identity for the Roots. They love to see as much of the ball as possible. They've dictated the majority of the possession. At one point, it ballooned up to 60-40. It's been whittled back down to 55-45. All the dangerous possession has been on the Roots side. So much of that possession for LA has been in their own territory trying to find a way through the Roots' pressure. Janssen with some good footwork keeps it going, but then commits the foul.
He has to call the first foul. Hey, he has to call the first foul.
Longera is the fourth official in earful. Janssen wins it right back. He has been so good, so quickly for Oakland. No foul called that time, though. Clean win of the ball for LA. Judd lost it to Dennis. Now Janssen, Carlson on the run in the middle. Elects to go this way to Rito. Every time he gets it, he's looking through that middle channel. You see that Cheegan is there outside of the boot, trying to curl it into Rito. That's what's been lacking from this team. Wangera talked about it. So much of their attack has at times become predictable, so much through the flanks, leaving a lot on the table through the middle. Janssen changes that, and we've got 5 minutes of added time here at the end of the first half.
That's why you go and bring in Janssen, a player that can break lines through his dribbling, through his passing, just through his movement as well. He gives this look, this Oakland Roots side, a different look that they didn't have. He's able to understand that if he's able to dribble, he's going to draw in a lot of attention towards him, which is going to free in one of his teammates. You see there the technical ability, just awareness to understand, if I put this with the outside of my foot, it's going to go into the path of an oncoming Rito. Might seem like a simple thing when you're not on the field, but it's extremely hard to think that quick, be able to pull it off, have the execution. Player like Janssen, been extremely impressed. Just the spaces that he picks up, how direct he is. You can just see the bit of skill in the last couple of minutes, couple nutmegs. Able to get away from tight situations, just a joy to watch. An unbelievable addition to this Oakland Roots side and Coach Guerra's side.
He acknowledged the risks of playing Janssen and Hernandez together. When he has Nane out there or he has Fasore out there for Oakland in that other central midfield role, it gives them one defensive option, so Hernandez has the freedom to go forward. These two both like to go forward, so it could leave them vulnerable. But he knows right now that this team needs wins, not ties, so he's willing to take that calculated risk of putting the extra attacking option out there.
And you have a player like Jose Hernandez that understands his role changes when Janssen is next to him. You see, as Janssen able to roam a little higher, Jose Hernandez is that pivot player that really dictates tempo, that sits in front of Morad in that back three that Coach Guerra likes to play. Just understanding now, you see Janssen sitting a little deeper. Jose Hernandez pushes high. It's really good understanding, really good fluid football from the middle two of Coach Guerra's side.
Asokar down the flank with speed. Goes by Gonzalez. Well done on the recovery from Gonzalez. And out for a corner kick. Formella still has been a player who's been far too quiet for much of the season for Oakland. But it'll show up at times here and there when you need him most. Oakland is showing a variety of deliveries from the corner. They've gone short a few times. They tried something off the training ground in the top of the box for a shot. And of course, they've gone direct a few times. You have to vary it up when you have so many corners. This is their 8th corner of the first half. Direct delivery here, loose in the middle, and cleared away by Campbell. Janssen picks the head up, sends it in. And that's where you could tell Clemente ventures forward as a center back.
Going back to your point about Formella, a player that's been proven in this USL. Goals and assists are in his locker. Obviously hasn't been the high-flying start that he would like. 2 goals on the year so far. I'll tell you what, I think Coach Guerra is in a really good opportunity here. You have on the bench, you look at the talent that's on the bench as well. Chuy Enrique, Matias Fasore, Lilo Medfeca, Johnny Rodriguez, players that all can contribute in the attacking phase. There's a lot to be excited about for this Oakland Roots side as they're going forward. Just so much talent as players are starting to get healthy and get into the 18.
Closing minute of first half stoppage time on the way. Take a look at USL Team of the Week, power rankings, some Open Cup schedule, and more on the upcoming Anthem Blue Cross halftime show. It's going to be a big test for Oakland in the second 45, of whether or not they can keep that clean sheet. And they'll have to pass one more test here in the first half. Again, not to keep harping on that point, but it's been the theme for Oakland this season. On moments like this, they'll let their guard down for a second and let the opponent back in. And Janssen does well to clear. That should be enough to end this first half. Maybe one last chance forward. Not often you see this much time at the end of a half when it's the first half. Second half short. Blocked on the clearance attempt. Laid off for Campbell. And there is that halftime whistle. Oakland up a goal thanks to the penalty by Otar Carlson in the 37th minute.
When they have the better of their play, Oakland Roots have, asking all sorts of questions, causing all sorts of problems for LA Galaxy, unable to play out of the back. If you're Coach Samet, you have to tweak a couple of things tactically. You have to have a bit more support playing out of the back, give you guys a different angle to play, relieve some of that pressure. Campbell needs to get more involved. Dunbar, player that really started bright, faded as the half went on. Judd hasn't had much of the game, and if you're Coach Gare, you have to get a second goal in that first 15 minutes to really put pressure on this LA Galaxy team to make them chase the game, and you can hurt them again. So it's going to be really interesting the next 45 minutes for both of these teams and the tactical changes that both coaches make.
45 minutes to go. Oakland hoping to end their run of ties. LA hoping to snap this road losing skid they're on. Something's going to give, it seems. Oakland up a goal at the half. And the Anthem Blue Cross halftime show is on the way. Oakland 1, LA nothing. Still plenty to be played here from Laney College.
It doesn't matter how hard you play, practice, or compete, as long as you do it together.
1, 2, 3, hey!
That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots teamed up and took on food insecurity, improved physical and mental health through coaching clinics and mental health panels, and spoke out for social justice. We're committed to continuing our work to improve the lives and health of our community together. Visit oaklandrootssc.com/anthem.
So what if Jenny has a new car that plugs in like a vacuum? You have you. Yeah, you. You create your own karma. You, who endured this to save on rent. You, who upcycled your prom suit for your first job interview and still nailed it. You, who went the extra mile to earn extra cash. Now you have Credit Karma, the money app where your hard work can pay off with a new credit card, a new home, or even a new car. And wait till Jenny sees this. Whoa there. Create your own karma with Credit Karma.
I need to try it first.
It says Julie is waiting with my order. I'm just gonna go in.
We've got to work on the tracking. Oh, good luck.
Take the entire journey with your customer with user testing.
So, was the baguette fresh?
It was spicy.
And the ghost pepper rub?
Empty.
Keep ingredients separate? Here.
Get a taste of your customer's world with user testing.
Halftime brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. Anthem is transforming healthcare by improving the health of our local communities. It is Oakland Zoo Night at the stadium tonight, so kids in attendance get to learn about some of the creatures at the zoo nearby. and they were treated to a fun first half with Oakland coming out on top with a 1-0 lead. And with that, we will take a look at the team of the week, and I believe you said while we were off the air, Olaski, the player of the week, has another goal tonight. Is that correct?
Up 1-0 against El Paso. Olaski has the goal. What a confident player that he's on a roll right now. So much talent in this team of the week. You see Maxi Rodriguez getting the credit that he deserves. Kuningas as well from Orange County. Hilton had an unbelievable game against Phoenix Rising. We have Dunbar here, Cicerone, Richard, just so much talent. And like I agree with you, Joe. Every time this comes up, I think they need to have a team on the West Coast, team on the East Coast. Just so much talent in this USL Championship this year.
Yeah, plenty of it. And Orange County is on the horizon again for Oakland. And we take a look at the power rankings as well. Let's see, are you going to combust as much as our dear friend Devin Kerr does looking at these? Because he always has a bone to pick with the people who put this together.
What was his argument here?
Well, he always has something. I don't know what his argument was this week, but he typically has one in every given week. Are you okay with this?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Obviously, Lou City doesn't get the result that everyone really expects. Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Detroit City has another win. Yeah, Memphis, I mean, they're surprising. I think they're rightly there. Top 10. San Antonio, Colorado Springs, just two high-flying teams in the Western Conference. I'm okay with it.
I think I agree. There's some tweaks here and there within the top 10 that I'd probably make, but those are probably the 10 teams that deserve to be in the 10. So we'll cut them some slack. I'm very curious to know. We'll have to text them after the game what Devin thought of the power rankings this week. But Oakland, they've had a couple of draws against those teams in the top 10 of the power rankings, looking to get back on track with 3 points tonight, and they are staked to a 1-goal lead, courtesy of Otar Carlson. We'll see if they can hold on to it, and we're back in just a moment.
It's a goal for Orange County SC, and their first of the season, and that's full time. The old guard with a new trophy. Orange County wins the USL Championship final.
For the black and yellow, New Mexico takes the lead, and all 12,000 plus here at the lab are on their feet.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Oakland first, always. But what does that mean? That means giving the town everything so that the town can give it back. It's a family affair out here, and it's all eyes on we. See you soon, family.
It's always a family atmosphere here at Laney, and you start them young, get the roots in their blood very quickly, plant the roots early, if you will, and right now, that little guy is watching his team up 1-0 over LA. We'll take a broader look, though, around USL Championship here on the Anthem Blue Cross halftime show. And we'll start it off with some news and notes. The Open Cup, more on that in a second, resumes this week. George Davis returns to Louisville in the front office. and a big one for the teams trying to climb that table in the West. Evan Sandoval is back for New Mexico, a huge addition for the team. And we'll see what that brings for New Mexico on the horizon. Their game tonight was postponed against Phoenix. No word yet on when it might be made up. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scores brought to you by Visit Oakland. Get out on the town and visit Oakland to explore arts, culture, and world-class cuisine. I know what the big one here that stands out is Monterey Bay at Lynn Family Stadium, a 2-0 win.
Unbelievable scenes there. Didn't have much of the ball, but put the ball in the back of the net. Lou City has some things they need to reconsider as they host Nashville on Wednesday. You see Tampa Bay taking care of Pittsburgh. What a game that was. The talent there. RGV beating San Diego 2-1. Interesting. Detroit City taking care of Atlanta United. And Charleston Battery, oh no. Don't know what's happening there. 4-0 Miami FC takes care of them.
It's been a rough start to their season. A look at the upcoming USL on ESPN schedule. Orange County, New Mexico on Deportes on the 4th. Monterey Bay on Deportes against San Antonio on the 11th. ESPN 2, the return of USL on ESPN 2. Detroit hosting El Paso. That one should be a very fun one in that environment out there in Detroit. And then Hartford hosting Louisville on ESPN 2 on June the 25th. And we said more on the Open Cup in just a second. Here is a look at it. 3 USL teams still alive, still in contention. Was it a case maybe of Louisville looking ahead to that game against Nashville tonight?
And it's going to be so interesting. Obviously, Nashville, formerly in USL Championship, going to Lynn Family. What an environment that's going to be. Sacramento Republic hosting San Jose, and then Minnesota, Union Omaha. Tasty lineups, tasty matchups in US Open Cup.
I don't know about Omaha, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say both USL Championship teams win. Let it be known right now. I think they both pull off the cup sets. We'll find out during the week, and we'll find out if Oakland could hold on to the 3 points in just a moment. Second half on the way from Oakland.
So what if Jenny has a new car that plugs in like a vacuum? You have you. Yeah, you. You create your own karma. You, who endured this to save on rent. You, who upcycled your prom suit for your first job interview and still nailed it. You, who went the extra mile to earn extra cash. Now you have Credit Karma, the money app where your hard work can pay off with a new credit card, a new home, or even a new car. And wait till Jenny sees this. Whoa there. Create your own karma with Credit Karma.
It doesn't matter how hard you play, practice, or compete, as long as you do it together.
1, 2, 3, party!
That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots teamed up and took on food insecurity, improved physical and mental health through coaching clinics and mental health panels, and spoke out for social justice. We're committed to continuing our work to improve the lives and health of our community together. Visit oaklandrootssc.com/anthem.
When we think about the benefits of East Bay Community Energy, we think about cleaner air, good jobs, lower costs.
Good morning, welcome everyone.
The Scott Haggerty Wind Energy Center gives us a tangible example of how clean energy can deliver local benefits.
There is something wonderful about being part of this historic moment.
We are delivering cleaner, greener, cheaper energy. It's an investment in our future.
You're sharing our vision of providing power for Alameda County residents.
Tonight's matchup is brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross, User Testing, Credit Karma, UCSF, and Coca-Cola. Let's dive right into those first half highlights brought to you by UCSF Health. Oakland controlled much of the play, and they had plenty of opportunities, finally bursting that door down in the 37th.
And they were knocking on the door the whole first half. What a goal this would have been from Carlson, not even looking at the ball, body control, all the above. Really good pressure here. Nice little through ball, but give credit to Lopez. Stays big, doesn't cheat, doesn't give any angle there from Rito. The good kick save to deny the opening goal from the right wing back of the Oakland Roots. And this is when the game really changed. Just Dennis gets the better position of Kobian. We'll take a look. Is there contact? Is there not? Question. Oakland Roots won't care. They'll put the ball in the back of the net. A little bump between the referee and Carlson. You can see it's going to throw him off. No chance it's going to throw him off. League leader in USL Championship right now. 7 goals, Carlson. Little hop, skip, back of the net. 1-0 Oakland Roots in that halftime.
You know he was going to blame the referee if he turned out to miss the penalty kick for breaking the concentration, but he got it in the end. So J.C. Griggs is off the hook. A look at the halftime stats brought to you by Puma, probably reflective of what our eyes told us in the first 45. Oakland seemed to control more, had more chances. L.A. picked it up a little bit as the half went on, though.
Yeah, LA just didn't have really much idea to play out of the back, try to break that Oakland Roots press. Oakland Roots were all over LA Galaxy, but as the half kept coming on, like you said, Joe, LA Galaxy started to get their footing, so see if they're able to ride that momentum in the second 45 here. And the Oakland Roots are going to come out motivated. You know Coach Gare is going to tell his boys to get that second goal and put this game to bed as early as possible.
They're talking about the bump. He is very happy that it ended the way it did, J.C. Griggs. He's got to be.
I think he goes into the book. If Carlson falls, is that a yellow card?
That's a good question. Yellow card yourself? Oakland up 1-0, hoping for the 3 points tonight. Can they see it through in the second 45 or underway? Oakland right to left in the green and yellow. LA in the blue from left to right as the sun continues its descent here in Oakland. With Ricky Lopez, Espen, I'm Joe Malfa. Glad to have you along on ESPN+. As the season goes along, Oakland does prefer to attack this way in the first half and flip it in the second half, but when you have the sun setting that way in the goalkeeper's eyes, they'd like to have the goalkeeper where they were in the first half. Dennis cuts on that left foot and shoots. Didn't get all of it, but we've seen him do some special things with that left foot.
It's a good idea there from Dennis. Bright start, not even a minute in, cuts in on that left foot. You're going to ask him, he's going to try to bend that ball to that far post or put his laces through it in the near post. Does neither, doesn't get the clean contact that he wants. But again, you love to see that from your number 12 to get in those positions and ask questions, cause problems so early in the second half.
This is where Oakland has struggled this year. Once they get that first goal, before they're able to get the second, they'll have that momentary lapse in judgment defensively on a set piece or losing their concentration on one ball over the top that splits the center backs. Can they get a second one tonight and give them that insurance? So often they've been battling from behind as well. You think of the last second goals to tie against San Diego, against Orange County, against New Mexico, all in the closing moments of stoppage time in the second half. Could this be the night that jump starts them on their way? Campbell. Campbell, one of the first players identified to be brought into the fold by Mike Munoz. He was the head coach of Toronto FC 2 in USL League 1 last year. Now Munoz is in charge of the academy in LA. Had a chance to cover some Toronto games last year, and in chatting with Munoz, he said that Campbell was at a fork in the road. He could either establish himself in the Toronto organization and be a starter in MLS going forward, or he'd have to look elsewhere. It ended up being a hybrid of both. He was terrific last year and certainly earned a role in the Toronto organization, but as that organization reshuffled and decided to go in a different direction with the coaching staff and their vision for the future, even though he played well, he was left without a seat at the table. So Munoz comes to LA, and one of the first players he calls to bring in, Dante Campbell, and now he is looked at favorably in this LA organization, and he has been a bright spot so far for LA too. This is just his third start of the season that he's earned here tonight, but he has appeared in all but one game, seen the field with regularity. Good challenge put in by Hernandez to win it back. Remember, Doyle wearing the captain's armband now for LA because Michael Salazar left with an injury in the first half. Dehaney Williams came in for Salazar. Only sub still to report to you at the moment. There's Williams. Miscommunication at the back. And Diaz has to clean it up before Judd gets there. Judd also on a yellow card, so he does have to be a bit more reserved in his pressure at the top. Longera said this LA team has a lot of talent individually. If you let them find the rhythm of the game, they will make you pay. Had to make sure they impose their will today, Oakland. Control most of the ball, control the territories, but a bad giveaway there by Janssen. Down the left side, Gonzalez to the end line. Gonzalez puts it in front, and it's cleaned up by Murad. Those are the moments that have killed Oakland this year. Fortunate that this is still 1-0.
There's a moment in time when you have that bit of skill to express yourself. The time is not to do that in your defensive third, but give credit to Murad and his defensive positioning to put out the fire. And if I'm Coach Guerra, if I'm the back line, I'm going to have a go at Janssen. Try to have a bit of skill, try to pull that back. Elude a defender, but gets it all wrong. Like you said, Joe, those are the moments that can hurt you, that can change 3 points into 1 point, 1 point into 0 points. To be extremely turned on from minute 1 to minute 90, especially in this league where the margin of error is just so thin and the talent is so high, and it's just so competitive, especially in this Western Conference.
Heavy challenge in with the shoulder. Campbell gets through the back. Charlie Dennis, who's taken a beating in this one, he has drawn a number of fouls, including the one that led to the penalty goal by Carlson. Hernandez looking over the top for Rito. Flag stays down. Rito closing in. Rito still with it. Rito lays it off for Dennis, who gives it away. Nobody there in a green jersey. Was waiting for the shot to come from Rito. It never did.
What an opportunity that goes to waste there from Rito. Good little cheeky play from Rito. Stays his ground, gets the better of Kobian. You have to have a shot there on your left foot. Doesn't want to shoot with his left foot. Rito makes it extremely clear. And then he just puts Dennis in a really hard positioning where there's just so many players in blue around him. But if you're Rito, obviously you're not that confident with your left foot. But you have to let it fly. Just see what happens if you put that ball on target. Those are another golden opportunity that goes to waste for this Oakland Roots side.
This one out for a corner. Rito, 2 goals, 3 assists on the season. Fans might cut him a little bit of slack there, but those are the moments, again, down the line in this game. If all of a sudden LA gets that goal and Oakland's looking at another tie in the face instead of 3 points, those are the moments that keep you up at night. They get something here from their 9th corner of the match. Dennis curls it. Clementa steers it. Carlson over the bar.
It's a bit of 1-2 head play there from Clementa. Finds a header, Carlson. Trying to loop it over to that far post. Just too quick to react, the striker. Unable to get the contact that he wants to put that ball on target. But again, it's a brilliant ball in from Dennis.
That's part of the mentality there on display from Carlson. Ricky, you were a striker. You see where he was there, the way the ball was coming in. I'd say 7 out of 10 times that ball's not going in the net. That was a difficult finish for him, and he was genuinely annoyed at himself for not putting that one in. That's his mentality.
And that's a reason why he has 7 goals on the year. Just holds himself to the highest standards. Coach Guerra, Oakland Roots organization, they understand the work that he puts in, how much he demands of himself day in and day out. And it's not an easy finish to put that on target. And like you said, Joe, just the mentality that he has, understand that I need to put that on target. Any chance I get needs to be on target. The reason why he's leading the league at the moment with 7 goals on the year.
Title holders take spotlight once again when New Mexico United travels to Orange County SC. Don't miss any of the action. Saturday, June 4th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific on ESPN Deportes. Ten minutes gone here in this second half. Looking similar to the way the first half went, with Oakland largely controlling the game, but LA showing glimpses here and there that they might be able to strike and level. Play in again.
And as this game stays 1-0, LA is going to start to grow in confidence, as it only takes one bit of magic, individual brilliance, to tie this game up. So if you're Coach Gare, if you're Carlson, Formella, Dennis, the front three of the Oakland Roots, you want to get that second goal as quick as possible.
More dicey moment to the back. Knocked off Clementa last. Judge still down in the box. Getting away here on the step up. A chance from Cobian. Now out in transition, Rito. He loves to run up and down that wing. Rito has a second chance at it. Dennis. Steered centrally by Asokar, but Carlson wasn't quite there. Now the play stops for the injury back all the way in the other 18-yard box. Judd doubled over. Judd hasn't really been much of a factor in this game for LA. Haven't found his feet too often. Came in last year, his first season as a pro after he was drafted 35th overall by the Galaxy. Doesn't get much better than this as a rookie. 32 starts, 17 goals, which was 6th in the league. But he is in some discomfort now. Hands over his face. A look back, or it might have happened. Nothing abundantly clear there, just maybe an awkward step with the left leg, which is what he's favoring. Tremendous loss for LA. He's worked so well this year on his own with Cameron Dunbar. Between those two, 5 goals and 4 assists. You're going to see a change here for LA. Judd is giving the thumbs up over to the sideline. Hopefully that's a positive sign. Dante Campbell will leave. Taylor Davila will enter. And that is someone who maybe lives in the memories, or haunts the memories rather, of the Oakland faithful here. In that 1-0 win for LA on this field last year, it was Davila from the penalty spot in the 1-0 win. His only goal of the season was that penalty here against Oakland. But the shoe's on the other foot right now. Oakland up 1-0 on a penalty of their own.
So look for him to come on, be confident. When you're playing a game that is playing at such high tempo, so competitive, you have to be really interested as Judd makes his way back onto the field. You have to be really confident in connecting your first pass, play yourself into the game. You don't want to do too much.
Another collision leaves another Galaxy player down. This time it's Doyle. Brings over 140 matches of professional experience with him to this back line. Dennis just a stern talking to from J.C. Griggs. Doyle's okay. Formella goes down. All of a sudden, this game lacking a rhythm. Players going down left and right. Nothing malicious, just good physical play. Both teams battling for every loose ball. Players going down left and right because of it. If you're Oakland, you like that, because as you're trying to cling to this 1-0 lead, if this game lacks a rhythm, you're in good shape, although you'd like to get a second.
When a game gets this choppy, you look for the players in the center of the park, whether it's Jose Hernandez, Janssen for the Oakland Roots, Barry, Davila for LA Galaxy 2. To really get the confidence within, get the play back, connect a couple passes, take the sting, get into rhythm for your teammates.
There's more contact in the middle. Davila, that's his welcome to the game moment. Looked like he just knocked knees in there with Murad. Nobody wins when that's what happens.
Yeah, those are never fun, the knee-on-knee contact.
Davila not arguing with the yellow card. I guess he believes J.C. Griggs saw it correctly where knee-on-knee was initiated by Davila lunging in. So now across the field for LA, Cobian, Judd, and Davila with yellows. Maybe he didn't agree with it. Now he's back for the yellow card argument. No argument initially, but now he's come back for a word with J.C. Griggs.
It's a loose ball. I don't think there's any ill will there. Murad comes through. Davila gets a little bit late. Both going for the ball. You can just see the awkward contact. It's like a Charlie horse on the inner thigh of Davila. Murad gets the worst of it. But it's good to see him up, putting pressure on his own. Such a competitor Murad is. He's the center of the three for Coach Guerra and the Oakland Roots, a really leader. Means so much to the success and their defensive efforts.
Orange County and El Paso 1-1. Solinak scored the goal. Trying to figure out what the giveaway was. It looks like they have light up gloves in the stands. I thought there were glow sticks or something you might see at Disneyland where the kids have those like whirly light things. They are light up gloves that the fans have. Never seen that before. This one through to Judd. Good recovery, tracking back by Clemente, still kept alive by Judd. And now cleaned up further by Formella. Mentioned it in the first half. Formella quiet at times, but pops up when you need him, doing the hard, dirty work defensively. He's the left winger. He makes that play all the way where the right back would be.
And it's just working for each other. Again, it's a bad giveaway from the Roots that elects Williams to pick out the oncoming run of Judd. And he's the best when he has a lot of real estate in front of him. But give credit to Clemente to understand, to make life hard for Judd, to close down the angle. And then Formella giving that extra sense of security to deny Judd a clean look at goal. Such good defensive understanding, such good defensive work for the team, for both of those guys.
Whoever brainstormed this giveaway, they might have to try to take this and sell this to airport workers. Just, you know, think of when you're on the runway, directing all the planes. These gloves might come in handy.
I thought it was Zoo Night here.
I guess it's multiple nights tonight. Giveaway, Zoo Night.
You think we can get our hand on some of those? I want some of those.
Might have to have a word. Yellow card here on the Root side. All of them so far have been dished out to LA, but Hernandez finds his way into the book. Sokar steps up and wins it. Carlson. Janssen finds Rito. His shot to the far post wasn't far off. Good idea. His teammates would have wanted to pass to the middle. That would have been spectacular if he pulled it off.
And again, it comes to the likes of Janssen with his head up when he gets on the ball. The spring Rito has a lot of real estate on that right-hand side.
Those light-up glove hands would have all been raised in the air. if Rito could have pulled that off.
Yeah, I need to have a word. I need some of those.
Next time you go to New York Fashion Week, bring a pair of those with you. Rito. He's getting busier and busier down the right side. 20 minutes gone here in this half. And now it's Judd on his horse, trying to race by Murad. But the flag up all the way on the far side. Roots fans, get your 5-game mini plan starting at just $90, or your Fam 4-pack available starting at $80 for 4 tickets and 4 drinks. Call 510-488-1144 or visit oaklandrootssc.com/tickets for more info. And if this night hasn't been enough of an advertisement for you, with the gloves, with the zoo night, with Oakland in the lead, I don't know what is. Janssen, is it back for Clementa? Are you getting the sense, Ricky, that Oakland is maybe falling into some of the same things that plagued them second half last week against Vegas, where they hit a bit of a lull in the game? Granted, at that point it was 1-1 and they needed a goal, and here they don't necessarily need a goal, but the insurance would certainly allow Juan Guerra to breathe a little bit easier.
Well, I was just about to say, as Rito has had a lot of success as of late on the right-hand side, the only thing that's been lacking is just his decision-making. Time and time again, you see him get on that 18-yard box on the right flank, unable to connect that ball. See there, he elects to go for that little chip. Not the high percentage. You have Carlson making that run into that 6-yard box there. Unable to get that cross to find a green jersey. It's just those little things that's unable to break lock this deadlock of LA Galaxy 2 that really make that difference between, like I said before, 1.3 points, 1.0 points. So if you're able to clean that up and give your teammate the chance, you're going to have a lot more success as goal-wise.
Owen Lamb plays it forward. Here's Williams at the end line, puts it in front, cleared away. Well done out of the back by Oakland to alleviate the pressure. I haven't called Owen Lamb's name a ton, and he was the player who stuck out above the rest for Johan Demet as far as the developments made by players from the beginning of training camp to now. He's shown the positive traits. He's been in the mix with the first team in Open Cup for LA Galaxy. Play just hasn't really found him up and down this right side. 10 starts coming into the night, made it 11 tonight. Has 1 assist, a team high 21 interceptions, very active and aggressive defensively. Rito now for Carlson. That was the chance maybe for Carlson that he'll want back.
And here Rito finds a lot of real estate. It's a good little spring ball there from Dennis. Good positive first touch, and just rolls his ball into Carlson, and it's extremely hard. Left-footed by Trey to get his hips around this. You can see he's leaning back, has his balance all wrong. Skies it over the bar. But again, it's a good decision there from Rito. Makes the right one. And it's so hard if you're a defender to deal with those early balls. Good ball here.
Played in, Diaz collides, was the decision, free kick or penalty, enter the area. Either way, it's a red card. So Oakland's down a man. Now the question, penalty or free kick? It was right on the line, and Griggs hasn't given any indication yet.
Gaps all over for the Oakland Roots. It's a good little ball here. And Gonzalez does extremely well to have this cutting run from right to left behind Barbier. And I think the ref does get this one right. It's right outside that 18-yard box. It is a free kick. But now, oh boy, it's really interesting to see what Coach Garrett does as their keeper. Gets shown red, and he's done for the night. But it's a good opportunity here for LA Galaxy right outside this box to put this ball on target, see what they elect to do, go under the wall, up and over, around. Just so much things to do if you're Coach Demet's side.
Whatever you do, put this on target, because That is 18-year-old Timothy Sorrell making his debut, signed from the academy. Taylor Bailey has been loaned out to forward Madison. Paul Blanchette is out injured. So this is a pro debut with 20 minutes to go, coming in cold after Diaz picked up a red card to face this free kick. Welcome to USL Championship, Timothy Sorrell. Part of the Project 510 that Oakland runs. Proud of their academy and what it's already been able to accomplish in a short time. And now you bring in one of those products. You dream about how you might make your pro debut. In your wildest dreams, I don't know if this is one of the scenarios that crosses your mind. It's somewhere out there in the multiverse, but here it is. Welcome, Sorrell.
You can also look at it if you're Sorrell. It's a good opportunity to really make your impact felt, right? To make Coach Garrett scratch his head once he's penciling in the first 11 to understand, okay, this young academy boy is able to step up in a hostile environment as Dennis comes off. It really makes his position his own. What a way to make your professional debut, one, and one way to make an opportunity yours. Timothy Sorrell right now.
18-year-old from San Jose joined Project 510 ahead of the USL League 2 season in 2022. Played for Downs of Force, played for Lee High School, and now for the Oakland Roots. On in the field, Timothy Sorrell. A team in desperate need of a victory. They have a 1-0 lead. They have 20 more minutes to defend it. Clementa, the captain, the leader, comes in for a quick pep talk with Sorrell. And he's got to set up a wall right away. Asokar comes in to greet him as well. That's brought to you by East Bay Community Energy. East Bay Community Energy, providing green power at low rates. Visit ebce.org to find out more. Charlie Dennis, the player who gave way for Timothy Sorrell, with Diaz sent off. So down a man now, Oakland, but up a goal. Cam Dunbar and Taylor Davila standing over the free kick. It's Dunbar into the wall. Janssen took it right off the right cheek. Formella trying to shield it out, didn't have enough steam on it. Lifted into the middle, and Carlson clears. This is a real test now of the mettle of Oakland. Wangaro wanted that clean sheet, in addition to wanting the win. Down a man, 20 minutes to go. A keeper making his debut, called off the bench. That's how they're gonna have to get to the finish line. 2 subs on the way for LA. Next chance they get as well. Chandler Vaughn and Remy Cabral, the two getting ready to check in for LA. On the flip side here, this is a good test for a young LA side. For Yohan Demet, can his side battle back on the road? They've yet to win a road game this season. They're coming off a pair of road games that they lost by a combined 9-0. Can they take advantage of the situation at hand? Get 1 for a tie and maybe 2 for a win. 20 minutes, up a man. Here's Lamb.
And it's going to be really interesting to see, like you said, Joe, how LA Galaxy really changes their game plan here. Up a man, your first real instinct is to be really complacent. You have a man up, be able to have that advantage. But that's a time when you really want to turn it up. Your tempo, especially with the ball movement, needs to be extremely quick from left to right. 1-2 touch, really clean in your decision making. and really ask questions of the one man down on this Oakland Roots side. And for your Oakland Roots, it's going to take a really big ask from your striker Carlson to be that focal point, to hold the ball up, bring players in.
Here is Carlson. Can he give them some insurance? Carlson, it's blocked. Up the right side for Williams. Giving chase, Hasokar deflected in the middle by Murad. Game opening up a little bit. Clipped in. Davila. Blocked by Clementa. Quarter of an hour remains from Laney here in Oakland, California with Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm Joe Malfa, glad to have you with us on ESPN+. Carlson scored in the 37th minute on a penalty. Oakland goes down a man in the 70th. Insert Timothy Sorrell making his pro debut for Benny Diaz. Cam Dunbar carries. Played in the middle to Williams. Sorrell reads it. No trouble. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN+, the home to USL, MLS, La Liga, Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Here's Carlson. Goes down. Cleanly won by Neal.
Really good defensive positioning there from Neal. Like for likes with Carlson. Doesn't dive in, doesn't give a cheap foul in. But it's good movement from the Oakland striker as well to understand there's space behind the back line as LA Galaxy is pushing up, trying to get this equalizer. If I make runs in behind him, I'm available. I'm going to be a problem.
Davila lays it off. Gonzalez finds Lamb. Lamb puts it through. Oakland cleans it up. Formella hustles. Barry wins it back. Now Neal recycles it from the back, the 18-year-old. Up the left side for Kobian. Another 18-year-old on that back line for LA. Here's Dunbar weaving through. Dunbar! Sorrell makes his first true save.
And he does oh so well to dance through a couple defenders, Dunbar. But when you get in that position, that's the time you need to really take a deep breath, slow the game down, have that bit of composure, and pick out that far post. Dances through Rito, gets by Clementa, far too easy. Trying to bend the ball into that far post, but give credit to Sorrell. Stays big, doesn't give the angle up. And good first professional save there from the keeper.
Flag pops up on Rito. Been waiting for some subs for a few minutes now from LA. We're actually going to see one from Oakland first with Matias Fisore making his return to the lineup. Mikael Janssen will exit. That's a defensive-minded substitution. And on the other side, Remy Cabral comes into the match. As does Chandler Vaughn. Felipe Kobian and Hamza Barry, the two who exit. Remy Cabral, 22-year-old from Paris. His brother, twin brother, Kevin, the one who signed a 5-year designated player deal last April with LA. Remy still here cultivating his talents with Los Dos. Today, just the third time that he's come off the bench. He has 2 goals on the season. Can he provide that spark? Dunbar knocks it off Clementa. Or was it out before that for an Oakland throw? And that is the case. Clementa doing some housekeeping. Anything you can do to get a few extra seconds off the clock. Didn't like the first select ball he had, took the second one, moved the corner flag. Walk about 15 yards up the sideline. The ball went into his hand at about 78-50, so he killed a good 30 seconds there. And that's what you need from a wily veteran. 31 years old, wearing the captain's armband. Johan Demet surely in the 4th official's ear, making sure all that gets added on at the end. Demet very happy with what he's seen this year from this young side, sticking to the core principles that they like to establish in a game. He has the freedom to play a different structure from the MLS side, and they have that freedom at the academy level too, as long as they maintain the principles. Shouts at a handball. Griggs denies it. Dunbar lays it off. Gets it back. Dunbar clips it back post. Williams heads it across. It deflects all the way around and stays out. Sorrell got a piece of it at some point. It hit the post twice. And Clementa, I believe, finally steered it away. Nervy moments for the Roots. Dunbar sends it right back in. Williams nods it across and it's over the bar. It was sitting right there for Cabral. He can't believe it.
Oh boy, how this ball does not end up in the back of the net. No handball there. Clementa doesn't make himself bigger, has his body, hands in between his body, but this is the play. Unbelievable. Off the post, off the backside of Sorrell, off Barbier, and then Cabral. Really well positioned there from the substitute. You're gonna want that one back. What a golden opportunity not to put this on target. Puts it through the uprights, 3 points. Oh man, what a chance goes to the wayside for coaches and Mets boys to get back into this game.
Remember, Oakland playing with 10 men since the 68th minute. Diaz misjudged the play. Sorrell looking a little bit more confident than just being an 18-year-old making his pro debut on that one. Heavy pressure here all of a sudden from Asokar. Doyle plays it back. These are the moments where it starts to creep through your mind. All the chances Oakland had missed to make this a 2-goal lead. Down a man. You just saw that flurry in front of the goal by LA. Just like that, it could have been 1-1. And now all of a sudden you're hoping not to lose the game. Played through to Formella. Doyle cuts it off. Well defended.
Been extremely impressed with Doyle and the challenge that he chooses to go through and just the discipline. Time and time again, you see players leave their feet there. And it's a recipe for a nightmare if you don't get it right. He likes to read the body language of Formella, just leans into him, gets a better body position, and denies a dangerous opportunity for the Oakland Roots to go up 2-0. The reason why he is the leader, the reason why he has so much experience, and he's just shown there.
$4,421 Roots fans hoping that this could be the night they pick up their 2nd victory of the season. Juan Guerra, he said that he's sick and tired of hearing from coaches before and after games in the handshakes when he greets the opposing head coach and how well his team is playing and how they deserve to have more points than they have. He appreciates it, that the other coaches are recognizing it too, but he's sick of it at the same time because he wants his team to start picking up victories. Could tonight be the night, or will LA spoil it? And remember, this is an LA team that probably wants some revenge on Oakland. Last year on decision day, Oakland had a 1-0 victory over Sporting Kansas City on this field. That game ended, there was a half an hour to go between LA and Orange County. Orange County sealed the deal with a victory, LA lost, Oakland got in. So last regular season ended with Oakland players and fans watching the video board as LA lost to allow Oakland in the playoffs and ending LA's season. First trip back to Oakland here for LA, wanting some revenge. And right now down a goal. Can Oakland make it 2 and put this one away? Squared back in the middle and cleared. Up the wing for Davila. Cut out by Asokar. And Asokar draws the foul. Rather, that was Judd from behind, not Davila. Both have to be careful, both on yellow cards. You don't want to all of a sudden even up that manpower situation.
Just a bit frustration there from Judd, but give credit to Asokar. Really good defensive positioning, defensive effort. Just gets a better body position on front of Judd. But it is a foul there. Striker that hasn't really had his impact felt in this match, unable to get the service. See what these last 5+ minutes have in store for the striker that is more than capable to put the ball in the back of the net.
Doyle slowly gets it across half field. Diagonal down the right side. Asokar trying to shield it away. Williams battling. Cleared into the middle. Can't do that. Given away. Chance here. And Asokar will surely breathe a sigh of relief. That's where, with Rito on the right and Asokar on the left, converted wingers to outside backs, the inexperience at those positions shows up. That is Cardinal sin number 1, what Asokar did just there.
And you can see the reaction from Murad there, just yelling at him, tell him to clear it. When you have a right footer playing on the left-hand side, if he's a left footer, he's able to just clear that ball over his right shoulder. The danger's done. A little lapse of concentration there from Asokar. Lucky enough, Davila doesn't get a hold of it, doesn't put it on target, and just puts it up and over the bar. But those are learning opportunities again. Like you said, Joe, inverted wingers that go into outside backs. Those are the learning curves that you have to deal with.
Lamb plays it in the middle. Murad rises to meet it. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more. In the middle toward Judd, it goes beyond him. Williams. Dunbar had it poked away. Neal recycles up the right side. Lamb, Dunbar clips it, back post, headed away by Rito. Only as far as Vaughn. Davila scored that goal in the 1-0 win for LA on this field last year from the penalty spot. It's the same thing, but opposite. Oakland up 1-0, courtesy of a penalty this time around. And they'll have to defend a corner. It was on a corner that Vegas scored the equalizer last week against Oakland. It was on a corner that Monterey Bay scored the winner on this field against Oakland earlier in the season. It's been an issue. Will it prop up again? Loose in the middle and clear. Not the best of deliveries from LA.
Those are opportunities where if you're LA and you want a chance to claw your way back into this game to find that equalizer, inexperienced goalkeeper making his debut, put him under a bit of pressure, give your teammates a chance, put the ball in front of him, cause some chaos in that back line.
Cabral over everybody. They just officially announced that attendance in-house, 44-21. In they're all hoping for 3 points tonight.
Times that by 10, that's how many little fingers you have with the lights.
Kisore to Formella. Here's Asokar. Will he take it to the corner or turn it up the field? We'll turn it up the field inside. Maybe a little bit too early to start wasting that time in the corner. Switch toward Rito. Clemente gives it away, now caught out of position. Has to hustle back. Cabral, can he exploit that area in the middle? Clemente does well to get back and knock it off of Cabral. Stoppage time could be hefty. Injuries we've had in the second half, the red card stoppage, while the goalie, Timothy Sorrell, had to come into the match and get the gloves on and get ready. How big is that number? Waiting for it from the fourth official. 6. Here's Dunbar. Davila, a glance over the shoulder from Lamb. He spots Williams. Numbers forward. Away. LA has yet to force a difficult test on the Timothy Sorrell since he subbed in at the 70-minute mark to make his pro debut after Diaz picked up the red card. They changed that in the final few moments. Here's Williams, cleared by Barbier. Only show in the league right now, Oakland and LA. We welcome any fans who might be switching over from that Orange County El Paso game that finished 2-2. Lamb. Rito clears.
And like you said, Joe, these are learning experiences for this young LA Galaxy 2 side. Obviously, Sorrell doesn't have that much experience making his debut in professional soccer. You want to test him. You want to see what he's all about. Use those little advantages.
Dunbar! Sorrell comes up big.
As Dunbar makes me eat my words. Test Sorrell, and he does pass. But he's been active in that second half. Dunbar just knows what he wants to do, put it on the right foot. But again, he gets it wrong. Unable to find that corner, play that quality, knows he has the ability to pick out that far post, just bend that ball and make Sorrell make a difficult save. And able to do that, hit it straight at Sorrell there. Going back to that point, you want to make the goalkeeper make a decision. Does he come out? Does he stay?
Lamb sends that one sailing. Should this result hold, Oakland would remain in 12th place in the West, but it would bring them within 3 points of the playoff line, just to show you how tight things are right now in the Western Conference. So when we talk to Juan Guerra about all the ties they've had this year, he's quick to point out how tight things are. In the long run, all those points they picked up, all those ties, 6 of them, that's 6 big points in the long run. It won't mean anything, he says, unless they start picking up victories. But considering how tight the table is, 1 point can make all the difference. Oakland knows that all too well. Last year, they were in over Tacoma and LA by 2 points. So those draws could mean a lot in the long run if you start winning games to complement that. Could they be on the way to 3 points here? Rito with room to roam. Carlson pointing forward out in front and gets it. A little bit behind him. Can he recover? Hernandez
But again, it's opportunities like that. Rito has a lot of real estate just to roll that ball in front of Carlson, and he's able to run onto. He lets it play to his feet. Carlson gets caught up. The ball's not the best from Rito. And LA's able to recover, but if you have just the awareness to roll that ball in front of your striker, he's in on goal, asking questions of Lopez.
Assistant referee having a chat with J.C. Griggs. Red card in hand. Oh, that's an accident. Meant to show the yellow. It has been an interesting night of bloopers for J.C. Griggs. Bumped into Carlson before the penalty. Accidentally brandishes the red card. It's dual yellows for Rito and Doyle. I was about to say a red card is harsh there for that little shove unless there were words said that we don't know of, but yellow card makes a lot more sense. And now Oakland trying to take a few more moments off the clock by subbing in Johnny Rodriguez. Yohan Demet joins the yellow card party. Here's where it all started. A little shove there. Asked him what they want to eat after the game. Throws the ball at him, shoves him.
Thanksgiving plans, maybe?
Too soon for that, maybe Memorial Day.
Never too early to plan, Joe. Are you serious?
Ricky, we're 6 months away from Thanksgiving. Come on now.
What's it saying? Fail to prepare. What is that saying? Prepare to fail to something like that. I don't know. You know what I mean.
If you fail to prepare, be prepared to fail. I know what you were going for.
There you go.
We'll see when exactly this ends. We were stopped for about a minute and a half there with the sub, with the accidental red card that turned yellow. So pay no mind to the fact that 6 minutes have come and gone. We might be in store for another bonus minute. Played over the top. Skied by Asokar. Only got it about 10 yards further forward, though. Not clear of the danger yet. Now they can clear the lines. Hernandez clips it for Rito. Foot race down the right side. And it's all the way back for Lopez. Over the top, Sorrell unsure off his line and headed wide. Played in the middle for a volley. Doesn't get through to Sorrell. Oakland fans waiting for the whistle. The inexperience in the pro debut of Sorrell shows up there. Fortunate for Oakland, didn't cost them. What's left in this one? Nothing left in this one. Oakland takes it 1-0, and they have their first victory since April 16th. They snap the string of ties at 2, and they pick up all 3 points on this evening.
It wasn't easy, doesn't need to be. You get the 3 points in the bag, you see what it means. Pro debut for Sorrell. 3 points for Coach Garrett, 3 points for the Oakland Roots, and everyone's happy. Wearing green here tonight. LA Galaxy, obviously there is a lot to build on. Just the tempo that you ended out the game is how you should start the game, asking questions, putting dangerous positions of this Oakland Roots side, but give credit to the Roots, going down to man, bit of adversity, come up on top, and what a much needed win for this organization.
Man of the Match presented by Ale Industries. The 2022 Town Beer Collab is now available in select stores and on tap at Ales Industries. Fans might throw a few of those back tonight to celebrate, as Otar Carlson is your man of the match. His goal from the penalty spot back in the 37th minute is what won this one for the Roots. And think back to last year, LA on this field, a 1-0 win on a penalty. This year, Oakland, a 1-0 win on a penalty on this field. They return the favor, and that does it for us here. A 1-0 win for Oakland. We're back in a moment to wrap this one up. From Laney.
It doesn't matter how hard you play, practice, or compete, as long as you do it together.
1, 2, 3, party!
That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots teamed up and took on food insecurity, improved physical and mental health through coaching clinics and mental health panels, and spoke out for social justice. We're committed to continuing our work to improve the lives and health of our community together. Visit oaklandrootssc.com/anthem.
If Philly Garcia didn't have the fighting spirit to drive his ambition, he never would have left home for LA with only his car to sleep in. If he listened to those who rejected him, he never would have sold that car to pay for his dream. And if he lacked the will to improve his craft, he never would have made a name for himself, lining up some of the biggest names in pro sports. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
Celebration continues in Oakland. Sorrell greeting his teammates, greeting the crowd. Carlson, the man of the match, celebrating with the fans. His goal, the one responsible for the 3 points tonight for the Roots. Take a look at the save of the game brought to you by Credit Karma. He had to make a couple after he came in, Timothy Sorrell, and this one was his best. Brought from the middle by Dunbar, And an open release, and Sorrell saw it the whole way.
It was really good, confident goalkeeping. Not the best situation to come in as an 18-year-old making your pro debut, but he did extremely well. Made the saves that he needed to make, was confident. You see there, the nice Dunbar goal there.
Take one last look at the out-of-town scores brought to you by Visit Oakland. Get out on the town and visit Oakland to explore arts, culture, and world-class cuisine. A reminder of some of those from earlier in the evening, and then a 2-2 draw not shown there between Orange County and El Paso. That one was a bit dramatic elsewhere in the state of California. And now we take one last look at the highlights from this one. There was a lot to unpack. Not all 1-0 games are built the same. We take a look back at the highlights.
A lot going on here. Starts in that first half. Dennis just gets a better positioning of Kobe on this left-hand side. Not much contact, to be honest, but the Oakland Roots won't care. There is a lot of contact there, though, from the referee and Carlson. That little hop just throws Lopez off. Nice roll to the left-hand side. Sends the keeper the wrong way. 7th goal in the year. All happy, all is good for the Oakland Roots, and this is where the game really changed. Gonzalez finds a bit of space. Coming together of Diaz. You can see just the space behind Barbier. The good run there from Gonzalez. Diaz caught in no man's land. Unable to get to the ball first, gets beat, taking down the man, gets a red card. Then a debut that we didn't expect to really see. Sorrell comes in, LA Galaxy putting a lot of pressure on, and I don't know how this ball does not end up in the back of the net. Pin balls around, good ball back to this far post. William gets on the end of it. Good initial save there from Sorrell on that punch, hits his backside, hits the post, doesn't end up in the back of the net, that won't care. But oh boy, Cabral's gonna want this one back. Ball falls extremely nice to him, right inside that 6-yard box, 6-7 yards, just puts it up and over. What a golden chance. And this is where the debut really kind of shows for Sorrell. Is caught off of no man's land. If you're Judd, you're gonna want that one back, unable to put enough contact in to guide that over that goal line. Glancing header goes out wide. That's all she wrote for the Oakland Roots. Gets a much needed win at home. 3 points. Coach Guerra, green, happy family.
One final look at the stats brought to you by Puma. The table completely turned after LA went up a man.
Yeah, it did. They were really putting a lot of pressure, but give credit to the Oakland Roots. Looking at adversity in its face, overcoming it, coming together. Just a lot of grit, a lot of fight, and a lot of character from the Oakland Roots. For LA Galaxy, you started off the game a little slow. You started to play yourself in. The way you ended that game is the way you should start every single game. But a lot to be proud of Coach Dement, and obviously you show your young age, inexperience of the squad. And again, the road struggles continue for this LA Galaxy 2 side, and it's going to be really interesting to see how they bounce back after this one. Oakland Roots, how you bounce back after a much-needed win. It's going to be really interesting to see how these two teams bounce back after this game.
LA falls to 0-5-2 on the road. Good thing for them, home sweet home. They're back at home against San Diego next week to try and improve to 5-1 at home. Oakland on the other side, the big one next week, the rivalry right here at Laney against Sacramento. Can they make it 2 wins in a row? They got a much-needed win tonight after a couple of draws in a row as they try to climb the table. That does it for us tonight from Laney College. From my broadcast partner Ricky Lopez-Espin and the crew that makes this all possible, I'm Joe Malva saying good night from Oakland. Roots 1, Galaxy nothing.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.